this is part 4 of our series regarding the so-called mandatory COVID-19 policies, vaccination policies that's currently being implemented in South Africa. I just want to clarify a very important thing. Liberty Fighters Network have designed a program and a process of template forms and our free assistance to anyone who feels threatened by a so-called mandatory COVID-19 vaccination policy at workplace. There are other organizations and people who are contributing to assist people. Some of these organizations use liability agreements, which you must present to your workplace, and your employer must sign it in order for you to go to take the vaccine. We don't use that. The reason why we don't use those types of agreements is that you effectively, if you are lucky that your employer signs that agreement, and I still have to come find an employer who is able to sign that. But when they do, you are compelled to, in any case, go for the to get the injection, because that is the agreement basically between you and your employer then. But we are saying that why go that route in the first place if there is no such thing as a mandatory vaccination for COVID-19. The moment when you follow that process, then you basically confirm that they've got a right to do it or ask you for a policy. You are under no obligation as an employee to follow any illegal instruction by your employer. And because of the reasons already given in previous parts, if your employer goes the route of implementing a so-called mandatory COVID-19 vaccination policy, because it's illegal to force anyone to submit themselves to any medical intervention, and that right is specifically confirmed by the UNESCO Declaration, where Article 6 of that very declaration specifically deals with that it's your right to choose whether you want to be submitted to any medical intervention, and it's your choice. And if you decide that you're not going to submit yourself to any medical intervention, then you may not be prejudiced. You may not face a negativity. And for that reason, the route that we have chosen is in terms of the Protected Disclosures Act. The Protected Disclosures Act basically is a process, or also known as the Whistleblowers Act, to say that, employer, you are breaking the law. If you are forcing any one of us at the workplace to be vaccinated, you are breaking the law, because there is no such law that you can utilize to force any one of us at the workplace to get vaccinated. So in that respect, we have compiled a form which we call the Notice of a Protected Disclosure, and you simply have to complete it as per our website. where you need to then also, when you send it to your employer, you need to copy us in it. There's also a Form 1, that notice, protected disclosure notice, is our Form 2, but a Form 1 is basically when your employer asks you to whether you are vaccinated or not, and if you're going to get vaccinated or not. So in that respect, you utilize Form 1 and follow the prescribed process. And it's basically to tell your employer that, you know what, I'm not going to submit myself to any one of your processes. I believe that it's my choice not to get vaccinated if that is my decision, and I will consider it once this so-called vaccine has been approved. But until then, it's only a candidate vaccine in any event. So for that respect, or for that purpose, you need to follow the processes as prescribed, and then once you have sent that to your employer, we take over, and we have committed ourselves to help you free of charge. We're not expecting any money in return for assisting you throughout this process.